Welcome back to Autism Live and to Let's Talk Autism with Shannon and Nancy. I am here. I can't believe this is the first time that we've ever had you on the show.
Right.
I am here with Jackie MacDougall. And for those of you who don't know Jackie, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for you because you should, and now you will. She is an amazing woman, a tour de force, somebody who really inspires me all the time. Your resume, you are so prolific, the things that you have done, but you're still so young. But let's start.
So young. I mean, let's take a minute to.
Well, but you've worked extensively in television and the entertainment industry, and you are a mom of 3 kids. Mm-hmm. We should say that Jackie is an autism mom.
I am.
And a proud autism mom. And you have started on a new venture that is so exciting to me personally. I don't feel left out the fact that I'm 50. I will say that. But you can see on the screen there that it says 40 Thrive.
That's
so
right.
First of all, let's start with welcome. Because
thank you, Shannon, for having me.
I can't believe I haven't had you on the show before, and I think it's
know.
remiss of me. But I absolutely, I follow you and the things that you do and have for quite a while, and I'm always impressed and inspired. And I said this to her earlier. I think at least once a week, I want to be more like Jackie.
Oh my
And that's
gosh.
the truth. Because you tell the truth in a way, in the way that you write and the things that you post, that it's always very moving to me. But I also don't ever feel like it's an overshare kind of a thing. I think you strike just the right tone always.
Well, thank you.
And your story is amazing. So tell us a little bit about you and how you came to this 40 Thrive.
Okay. Well, first of all, 40 Thrive is for women 40 and above. So
Right.
40s, 50s, 60s, beyond. So anybody over 40 fits in. So, don't,
And I do
don't
feel like
fret
I fit
about
in.
that 50.
I do feel like I fit in, but I'm so far from 40 at this point.
That's just a starting point.
Okay.
40 is
All
our
right.
launching point.
All right.
Yeah. So, as you kind of mentioned, I feel like I'm a walking talk show with my experience in life. I've had so many unique experiences, from having a breast cancer gene to a child with autism and other issues. We've adopted overseas. Like I know a little bit about a lot of things, and so I feel that it's really important. I've noticed that it connects people when I talk about it. So maybe there's somebody out there who's like considering adopting or has a child on the spectrum or thinks maybe they have a child on the spectrum. I get a lot of messages through Facebook of, hey, I have a friend who ...
Right.
Can you talk to them?
I can totally see that in you, that you are kind of the every woman. I feel like all of us can connect to you, and you are so open always.
Thank you. I think that in some ways when we're going through things, especially when we, if we go back to when I first discovered that my child might be on the spectrum and some of the things that we've been through, you can feel guarded, you can feel alone, you can feel like nobody understands you. But as you kind of get comfortable with the idea and you have your services in place and you have your social things and you meet other amazing autism parents through community, I feel like it's really important to be vocal and to be open so other people who maybe are now going through what you've been through can get that same support.
Well, amen to that. And I'm always talking to moms here on the show about the fact that if your child is diagnosed with autism, it's not the end, it's a beginning.
Right.
Sometimes it's a beginning that you didn't count on. But I'm always fascinated to see how, especially the women, transform and come through it and find themselves and find a strength that they didn't know they had. And you have just been amazing through your journey, that with all the things that you've had going on, you've always been able to find your feet and constantly continue to move the dialogue forward. And this 40 Thrive seems like the culmination of all of that.
That's exactly what it is, because I feel that not only, with my work in television and digital media that I have done for my career, but I have been, I've created communities or been part of communities that have really mattered and elevated whoever it is that's involved in that community. And one thing I discovered as I turned 40, which was not yesterday, but
last week,
was that women over 40 were kind of getting stuck. It was like life was going along. Maybe we had babies, maybe we didn't, but we're moving to a new chapter. You're not necessarily changing diapers. Some of us, some women over 40 still are, but you start to get to a place where there's not so much in it every single day that they would open their eyes and go, wait, now who am I? What am I doing? And not really know where to move. And it was like they could move their upper body, but their feet were stuck.
Yeah.
And so I've created this community so we could all get together and support each other and encourage each other and maybe get some expert advice and just kind of learn and interact and share in a way that helps us all.
Yeah, well, I think the stuck thing is a very real thing.
Mm-hmm.
I always used to do a talk that was called The Amazing Paralyzed Woman, because that was me. That so often, I would see something and I'd go, oh, and then I would see something here, oh, well, maybe I'd like,
right.
this, right? But if I had 4 or 5 of those things going, what would happen is that I would be like, and then just get completely paralyzed.
Right.
And I do think, I can't speak to 40 anymore because it's so past, but I know at this point, because I'm 55, I'm mid 50.
You're rocking it, girl.
Well, it's one of those things where, and it's funny, I was just talking to a male friend who's also 55 the other night, and he said we're in the moment where we are still well enough that we can mostly do what we want to do, but everything is overshadowed with, you better freaking do it now, because when would now be a good time?
Right.
And it's all about this moment in time.
Yes. And don't you think, how great is it? Because even just when our parents were growing up, or even after, it was, you do this job, you punch the clock, you do it, and then you work toward retirement.
Yeah.
And that's when you start to live. And then many of these people wouldn't necessarily get there, or they wouldn't be healthy enough to enjoy it. So I think that, Gen X, those who are over 40 are really starting to look at life as, let's live this now. Let's not wait until we retire. And so I think that it's great to have that attitude, but we also still need a little bit of help pushing us out. Yeah. And how can I live now?
And the idea of having a group of women to support and to learn from, because as you said, there are a bunch of things that you know about, and people come to you and go, hey, Jackie, so I want to connect you with this person who knows. And I love that women will do that with each other.
Right.
I guess men do that to some degree, but I don't think on the emotional plane that I think women do.
Right.
And so who better than a group of women to get together? Can I also say, too, that I love how we've got some of the pictures that are up there on the screen right now. I love that your pictures depict real women.
Yes.
That it's not a bunch of skinny ladies.
But they're all absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. And you had mentioned earlier who took these pictures.
Renee Bowen, who's also an autism mom.
Yes, so I love that.
Yes.
And Renee has never been on the show, but I should have Renee on the show. But
You should.
we have had her husband and her son on the show.
That's right.
Because her husband's an actor, and her son was in a commercial with his dad, and we featured them. You guys can find that on our YouTube, in our YouTube archives. Bowens.
She's amazing, and it was really important to me to bring together women. Diversity is important as far as the color of our skin, our background, our financial situation, our age. Unfortunately, when you best laid plans, we have the shoot, and then certain people back out, and because it was very emotional for these women to come and get hair and makeup and mimosas and be in front of the camera. And some of them had never done anything like that. And so we had a few that, weren't able to join us. But I think it was just such an incredible day because they were spoiled, and they were pampered, and they loved it. But the thing is that's really important to me, and I appreciate that you say, that I'm sharing myself. But if I am this way, if I can share my experiences, why the next woman can too.
Yeah.
And so this brand is so not about me, but I'm a facilitator to all of these other women who are over 40 and want to thrive.
So we should tell people, because if people want to know more about this, there's a website to go to.
There is.
And there's also an event that's coming up.
I'm very
which is
excited.
a very cool thing. And it's coming up in just a couple of weeks on March 10th.
March 10th, yes.
So, and it's from 9 to 5.
It is.
And where is it?
It's in Valencia,
Okay.
which is just north of LA,
Yeah.
about 30 miles north. And it's from 9 to 5 at the Embassy Suites there. And it's called Thrive by Design, and it's hosted by 40 Thrive. And it's packed with speakers from money and career and health and wellness. We have a doctor. We have a woman who was on WIC, who was a single mom after she graduated UCLA. You have to hear her story. And she is now a multimillionaire, broker. And she's just amazing, amazing person. Denisha, who will be sharing her story, but also just women who have been there or who are going through now some of the things that we all go through. Yeah. They just have a little bit of wisdom and a little experience to know what the next step is. So they're kind of sharing that. We've got some workshop, ideas too.
Okay, so if people want to register to do the event,
yes,
it's happening on March 10th, as we said, and you have a Facebook page.
We
40
do.
Thrive.
40 Thrive. FORTY.
Okay, and so what's the normal price if they're gonna?
They can the ticket price is $297.
Okay,
with for the full day.
Right.
However, that's not with your
Autism-live folks aren't getting it for that, because Jackie's here, and so she's got an extra special deal for you guys.
Yes.
Well, and because you're amazing, so tell them what the Autism-live deal is.
So you go to 40thrive.com/workshop, and there's the registration page, and they can use the promo code autism-live.
There you go.
And their ticket for the full day, all the surprises, the speakers, everything is $47.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. So if there are some moms that are watching, in particular autism moms that are watching, if you've never been to this kind of an event, this one really worthwhile, because you're going to be there with other women who are real people.
Yes.
You're going to get inspired, like to where the top of your head may come off, because there's, but sometimes we need to fill the tank.
Right.
You can't just run
Right.
and run and run and run. So wonderful, fabulous event. You've got speakers. Do we want to go over any of those? I have a little list here.
Sure.
Should
But
we
one
talk
of the things
some?
I definitely, because you totally nailed it just now when you said like your head is ready to, I have been to many events and they were inspiring and motivating. And then I would leave there and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to go change the world. And then I get home and I'm like, how am I going to do that?
Yeah.
And so I'm left with inspiration and no tips or tools. And so it's really important to me that I'm working directly with the speakers so they can provide some of these tools and a little bit of a roadmap so you can take those next steps.
I love that.
Because otherwise, what's the point? I mean, it's great to connect. There will be so many amazing women, but we want to make sure that we leave you with something, a little to-do list.
There you go. And then you've got the community afterwards, because you're still on the Facebook page.
Yes.
And I see on your page that women support each other. I love that so often on your page you will, I talked about it in fact on Thursday, that you had a question that really made me think last Thursday. And there are times people write things, there are times when people post something and they say, I found this, and it's a really great resource.
Right.
It really is a community of women who are trying to uplift each other and not be that stereotypical thing about how women are always the hardest on each other, right? Because who needs that?
Right.
I think men invented that stereotype. I'm not participating in it. It's not real.
I will not receive that.
No, I'm shunning that. And clearly, if anybody is part of your group, they're seeing that that's not the case. These are women who are supporting and helping each other. So thrive by design. I love the whole idea of thriving, because so often it's just, I got to slog through. Right? But and sometimes you have to slog through, right? Sometimes,
100%.
Sometimes you just have to survive. But you know what? And I know we discovered this, my family with autism, was, there were days that you just have to survive. But if you just survive over and over and over again, time passes. And you look back and you go, all right, so we did survive that, but where's the rest of it? Where's the thriving? And we all have choices in this life about how, and I love the whole idea that you use design, because that's really what,
we have an opportunity to create what we want in our lives. And, we are given circumstances all the time. It's not like we all signed up for the autism class,
Right.
But there are ways to thrive through that. And I think we're taught that we're supposed to be thriving all the time, and things are supposed to be meaningful and purposeful. And sometimes you are just existing or surviving. And so I think being kind to ourselves and being kind to each other, and knowing that we have those days and not having so many huge expectations, that's part of thriving. Knowing our limitations and knowing when it's okay to just be mediocre.
Yeah. Honestly, I think, and that's part of boundaries, that as a group of women, I think the younger women have that a little bit more front loaded than those of us who were born a little bit earlier. Yeah. So, but I know that, part of thriving, and one of the things that you guys are going to be talking about is getting unparalyzed, getting unstuck. That's the word that you guys use, but also knowing your limits. That's a boundary thing,
right?
Of what you can do.
And
realistic.
And being nice to yourself.
Yes.
You don't have to walk in and be like the smartest, prettiest, most we have to stop. Like the expectations we put on ourselves to be everything to everyone all the time, it's exhausting.
Absolutely. Amen, sister.
Yes, right?
I love it. So 40 Thrive, check out their website. And if you would like to come to this event, March 10th, you have a perfect way to get the perfect discount. So you go to the website that's on the screen right there, right now, and you put in autism-live. And you will get a ginormous discount, which thank you so much. And, we have to have you back to talk about more things as you're doing them. But want to thank you for always being an inspiration. Truly, I look at Jackie and I go, okay, you never make it look like it's all perfect. You have real things that are going on in real time, and much more than I can get my head around. But you're always positive and kind. I think that really is the word, Jackie. You're kind.
Thank you. And I just have to say to you, though, because I know that you have people who come on the show, and I know you have people who comment on the show, but there are more of us who are just watching all the time, who maybe are going through our own stuff, and you're not afraid to talk about the tough stuff. And it's not every day's rosy. And, we were talking offline about, sometimes we have autism days more than others.
Oh, yeah.
And I just really appreciate what you do and the voice that you have and the platform you give people to really know that it's okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That means so much to me, because it is okay. You know what I always say here? We hold hands. Si se puede, right? We can do this. And you can do it at 40 Thrive, too. I think sometimes autism moms look at an event like this and they might think, oh, yeah, well, then I'll be there with a bunch of those neurotypical moms. And I just want to say to you that, yes, there will be neurotypical moms there, too, but there will be autism moms there, too. So this is an autism mom-friendly event.
Well, and it's an opportunity to not necessarily be an autism mom or even a mom that day. Where you can go back and tap into, imagine that, tap into the woman you are before all of that.
Oh my gosh. I think she's hidden somewhere under the bed. Right?
We'll find her, Shannon.
With dust and dust bunnies. 40 Thrive, and check out Jackie, because Jackie is amazing. And I know that it's about much more than that, but it's always top down. And if somebody who's real and genuine is at the top of stuff, it does trickle its way down. So this is an amazing thing, you guys. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
You got to come back. Okay. All right. 40 Thrive, March 10th. Get yourself there. Autism-live is the code that gets you there a lot less expensive.